So we're back again on Aurora Shores. I think I've finally committed to one map to kind of focus on a little bit. We've got rares on Nez Perce, Transylvania, and Aurora, and the Melanistic Moose here just intrigues me the most, so I do want to spend as much time as we can here, trying to age him up and see what he turns into. But the main reason that we're here today is because of a new development that actually showed up on Thursday from the Way the Hunter devs. There is a new roadmap, and we're going to get to that in depth. Probably around the halfway point of the video. There's a lot of stuff I want to talk about, and I kind of want to get this going here on Aurora Shores. So the main thing is, lots of new content coming down the road. The release date, I will say now, that's going to be October 19th for the Steyr Arms Pack. It has been confirmed $4.99 US will be the price, so definitely not bad for 4 weapons, 3 calibers. Looking forward to all that stuff. And definitely not a bad deal starting out with a black bear. I've never been able to really tell if they really turn grayer with age. Looking at this one, I think they might. That was a heart shot, so we will take that from the 300 at 111 yards. Not a bad deal. 57%. I could see that being a 2-star mature and being an old bear. Not a bad way to get going here. I definitely, if you guys have noticed black bears or any of the bear species turning more gray as they age, definitely let me know, because that's never been something I've been able to actually pick up on. Now, we are going to go and visit our Melanistic Moose in just a moment, but I wanted to stop in this area over here. Just to our west was where we shot our 2 5-star bison, and I'm half tempted to shoot this snowshoe hare instead. Unfortunately, we don't have a bow, so this won't go particularly well for the hare. And on the off chance for some reason these moose would hang around, just gonna get ready. A lot of times they do like what that one did, but with the 270, it can take a moose. Definitely not a shot we're going to rush into. We just never kill any snowshoes, so why not, on a day when we're talking about some new stuff, do something new ourselves and actually shoot a snowshoe hare that, for whatever reason, we can't seem to claim. I think because of the blood that's there. We had it right there. Finally managed to claim it. It was a lung shot at 15 yards, 32%. This is one of those things that I feel like if we're ever going to get a 5-star, it is going to be completely out of pure luck and a fluke. But if we shoot some, one just went flying past us there, if we shoot some lower percentage ones, maybe eventually it happens. And it's, I mean, of the rares they have added, I think the Melanistic Alaskan Moose may be my favorite. They just look incredible, and it's typically the case with large animals. The rares always do look good, but compared to like even albino Cape buffalo, leucistic lions, these guys just, they stand out and they look so cool. I can't wait to see what this guy turns into. However, the whole reason we came over here to visit this guy was simply to see if there was a respawn. If you remember in the last hunt, we shot, I think, a 1-star adult that was kind of wonky out of this herd, just to, in theory, try to benefit the genetics. And what we don't see are any other bull moose, which means no aging cycle has occurred. And what I kind of want to do a little bit today is go after some Kodiak bears. So we'll probably rest fairly soon and see if we do get an age cycle to pass. But always cool to drop in and see what this guy looks like. I think he might be 2 years old at this point. I'm kind of lost as to where we are. Hopefully focusing on this map will help that. But good to know at least a little bit where we're at in terms of the current age cycle. So as we plan to spend a bunch of time here on Aurora Shores and try to age that Melanistic Moose up to his maximum age, one thing to definitely spend some time with is going to be the caribou. We do have 2 5-stars now, but they would look amazing all around the lodge, and I'd love to add a whole bunch more to it. So that will be, I would say, maybe the primary focus. Just trying to manage our caribou herds and get back to that point where we are getting some big ones. When we really were hitting it hard, there were anywhere from 3 to 5 4-stars on our map at any given time. And now we really don't have that. I think there's 1, maybe 4-star over where we shot the 5-star mountain goat. And that's kind of it. We've kind of moved other things, specifically bison. And I want to get back to that point. We have to have something to focus on to pass that time, otherwise it gets just very boring. I think caribou will be it. And one thing is for sure, taking out 1-star matures will help with that. So ended up with a single lung shot there with the 270. That was a 50%er, so definitely want to take that out. And I think we're maybe going to go, I think we should try like down in this area. So this was the location of our first 5-star, and I gotta say, that mature one down there doesn't look half bad. He's kind of gray, but I didn't realize that was around. Now he is only a 3-star. Gotta be on the upper end of the 3-star requirements, and the tough part is, every other male in here is a 1-star young, and not only that, they're even. So it's really tough to determine, like, could one of these be a weaker genetic male to take out? I think we're gonna take a risk here and shoot one of the smaller looking ones. I'm gonna go for this one here that's bedding down. And hopefully that's not a mistake. In a herd that has produced a 5-star before, definitely don't want to shoot something that could be a future 5-star, but with the 3-star genetics in there, I feel like that's the best that's been here since we shot our 5, and I'd like those genetics to be there to contribute to that overall average when we take something out. It's just a matter of hopefully getting the right one. So just fingers crossed we picked a decent one that will benefit the herd. Double lung shot. 79% is solid. Definitely not a future 5, so I guess there's that. Maybe they're all halfway decent though. That's tough to tell. I think it is about that time though. Before we end up making any catastrophic decisions, I do want to talk about the roadmap. So we've rested, it's about 7 AM, and we're going to start to target Kodiak. And on our way, I want to throw this roadmap up here and just talk about everything that we're seeing. So first of all, we've got the coming soon section. In theory, that's this year yet, because they have coming next year also labeled. We have new scopes. That's something that I'm definitely looking forward to. I like the 18 power scope that we typically use, but the reticle is not my favorite. So new scopes, maybe some different zoom, new reticles, that kind of stuff would be really nice. 100% customization options, I'm wondering if that's just like the color of tracks and stuff. Curious to see what they come out with that. Encyclopedia filtering options for animals, that just makes life easier, I think, when you go to your encyclopedia and try to figure out, you know, what particular thing you're looking for. Should be easier with filters, especially on controller. Camera movement, that's just the head bombing improvements. Pause function customization, I have no idea what that might be. Definitely something I'm looking forward to seeing what they're talking about there. Rare furs for various animals. We looked at the Melanistic moose earlier, and something we talk about a lot on streams is that need for more rares in Way the Hunter. They are incredible. That first moment of spotting something like Showstopper over on Nez Perce, and then watching them grow all the way up to their peak age, and eventually taking them out. It is, for me, the most fun thing in Way the Hunter. And then finally, as I mentioned earlier, the Styre Arms Pack, coming out here on October 19th for $5 US. Really looking forward to getting to use those guns. We'll probably bring them right back here to Aurora Shores and continue with our attempt to kind of age things up here. But that's going to be pretty cool. The other thing is, and this is super good news, 2 new maps with local animals coming next year. I wasn't sure exactly what to think once Tickamoon Plains came out, where Way the Hunter would want to go, because that's kind of a crowning achievement, I think, making an Africa map in a hunting game. So very curious to see where they want to go next, and definitely of all the things here, and I want to know you guys' thoughts on all these new things. Let me know in the comments below. Where do you think the new maps are going to be? I don't even know if I have a prediction right now. I'll have to really spend some time thinking about that as we slide down this hill. We also have trophy variation updates. I'm not sure what that could mean. That could go a bunch of different directions. I'm curious, could it mean like the poses for in trophy lodges? Could it mean something like non-typical antlers? Depending on how you read that, it could go a bunch of different directions. We also have ammo change. So maybe like different grains for different bullets, potentially polymer tips versus hollow points, things like that. Just customizing that experience to what you want to do in your hunt. I really think that makes each playing experience more and more unique. A hunting tripod stand, that ability to place a stand, whether it's a tree stand, tripod stand, blind, that is something that we need badly in Way the Hunter. We have archery now, crossbows, compound bows, hopefully recurves down the line. Being able to place a stand of any kind, potentially over a path for even maybe a particular animal. Maybe you have a 5-star and you know where he walks. If you can place that stand over his path and get him with the bow on the walk-in, no need for callers, that's, to me, that's such a realistic, immersive experience. I cannot wait for that. And then binocular updates. I think we can see it if we go into this menu right here. What has driven me nuts is that there is a 6th slot in the inventory that is completely useless. You cannot buy anything in Way the Hunter right now to fill this slot. You can get the 2 different types of binoculars, fill slots 4 and 5. Slot 6 is entirely useless, so I'm hoping maybe that means a new optic. It's hard to say, but I don't know what would need updated about these two types of binoculars. So thinking maybe we can see some other type of optic eventually. And finally, TBD additional paid DLCs, probably things like weapon packs. I hope a clothing pack at some point, some sort of ability to maybe wear different camos and things like that. That would be really cool. And who knows what else could come out down the line. Because we now have the free hunt, maybe character customization could be a thing. Who knows? I really would love to see stuff like that going down the road and into the future with Way the Hunter. But a lot of really exciting stuff. 2 new maps next year. I'm super excited for the rare furs, hopefully this year, but coming soon anyway. And then that tripod stand. I don't know if we'll ever see tree stands or ground blinds or anything like that. I would hope so, but that gives me a lot of hope about where they want to go with this game. Just placeable hunting structures, that's huge. Now that is encouraging. Finally a male Kodiak, and he is a 3-star mature. Now, age cycles for bears have kind of changed, and I'm probably too afraid to actually shoot this on the off chance he does make it to 5. I don't know what kind of call we got there. Because it says he's calm. They have like a warning call, but it wasn't that. On the other hand though, what we have primarily is nothing but solo female bears. So, I don't know. I kind of want to shoot it and see what happens. I think we're gonna. I hope we're not gonna regret this. But I really want to know like what we're actually looking at. And I'm also wondering, like, all these solo females, they're just mature female bears with no male with them. I wonder if we were to try to take them out, would that actually benefit things? So, we're gonna see what this is. Hoping to see, like, sub 70%. Didn't make it very far. Definitely not bad with the 300. Hit him in the heart. That's what we were trying to do. Just didn't think that would actually happen. 82%. He would have been really close to making 5-star. I don't know that he would have gotten there, and I don't know that we would have actually come back here and checked. That's a bit of a bummer to see. It's just tough when there seems to be no males. It's hard to do anything. So we've actually come back to this one. I already passed this. It was by itself, and I figured we just weren't checking enough areas, but after finding, I think, 4 separate solo female bears, I just gotta think that there's something to maybe taking out both. Because we just don't seem to get male respawns, and I guess when we do, we shoot them too early, like in the case of that 3-star, but I'm gonna try to punch that shot down into the heart. Curious when it kind of started this way, so I don't know if that was a good enough shot. We're gonna hit one more time just to make sure it goes down. I almost gotta wonder if she was gonna try to charge us. And by the way, she's still somehow not going down. Gonna hit her one more time for good measure. One of those shots had to find his mark. I mean, this thing just refuses to die. It's still going? I don't know what that was. I thought it was about to charge us. I have no idea what happened. First shot, too low. We were way under the heart there. Probably explains why I was surprised we got the heart the first time. Second shot, stopped dead by the shoulder? Kind of surprised at that. It did just touch the lung, but basically did nothing. Third shot hit the lung, and I guess maybe would have been lethal eventually because the blood was continuing. And finally, fourth shot through the right lung. Got her down. That was just not what I thought was going to happen, but through however long it's been, maybe 45 minutes and 2 Kodiak kills, I'm kind of reminded why we don't tend to spend a lot of time going after him. For whatever reason, we don't seem to get many respawns from the males, and that just makes it tough to continue coming back. Now the good news is, aging has happened as we went and hunted the Kodiaks, and we can see our Melanistic moose has gotten what I would say is significantly larger. Added a couple of times. That is a great looking young moose. Now on the other hand, that's not. I think he's a half rack. I don't know what's going on there. I'm gonna mark this so we get the range right. We're gonna go and find out what's going on there, because I thought that was a cow, and I was kind of disappointed. I thought aging hadn't actually occurred, but now we're good. It has. It's just the smallest moose I've ever seen. So left antler definitely exists. Little 2-point side. Right antler, not there. I have never seen that. In all my time in Way the Hunter, over 500 hours. Never seen a half rack. Oh, he's not supposed to be. I kind of figured it wasn't supposed to be, but I was curious. If we go do this correctly and go into the overview, got 2 antlers. This kind of odd looking one didn't spawn. Or didn't, like, show up correctly. I don't know if spawning's the right word there. I gotta assume it's because he's uneven. Kind of reminds me, 18% by the way. Good thing we got rid of that. It reminds me of the Roosevelt elk when they first came out. A lot of the youngs, certain antlers, particularly uneven ones, wouldn't show up correctly and would actually default to the big 5-star antler. Interesting there, that's not what happened. That would have been very odd if it did. What do you know? Anyway, now that we know aging has happened, there's a couple of things that we should check on, and I think we'll go ahead and do that. I don't even know how long I've been doing this, just trying to spot every single surf scotter on this map, because we had a 4-star, and unfortunately it has remained a 4-star, as has seemingly everything else on the map right now. We know aging has happened, just nothing made the jump to 5, so we are going to go ahead and get that 1-star mature. Might as well try to take that out. And what I have been seeing is at least improvements in our surf scotter genetics. There was a 3-star right there as well, so I'm hoping for good things out of them. They lived to 19 years old. There's definitely room for those guys to get to 5 stars. They look awesome. I really do want a 5-star or several from this map. So that's something else to definitely kind of pay attention to. And not that ducks make for, you know, the most interesting hunting, no matter how much they tumble, but something good to continue to work towards. Is their heart way up in their neck like that? It's kind of interesting. We almost hit it by accident. 24%, definitely gonna help to improve those genetics around here, and we may have good enough genes already, as there's another 1-star. Not sure if we can get that. It's always tough to get the height on these shots correct. Really close, under it, and then over it. I think that one's gonna be able to survive, but I'm really hoping that 4-star is something we can actually see get to 5. There's some cool multi-mounts and stuff with them as well. But as I was saying, everything else, a couple of Roosevelt elk around here, moose, nothing seems to have gone up any star ratings. And even our one most promising caribou, this is the one that we found in the last video, he has ended up remaining a 3-star. Now he's still fairly brown, but I really wanted to see that jump to 4. In the meantime, a couple of 1-star youngs in here we can maybe take a look at. That one appears to be even, and it's actually got the same antlers as the one that we shot earlier that was in the 70s. This one is not even, so I think he gets the cull treatment, and hopefully we can at least work on that. I really did think, because there were a number of 4-stars on this map, I thought when aging did happen and we were officially beyond that point, we'd have something waiting on us, but unless there's a thing I'm forgetting about, I guess they were all just a little shy genetically of that mark to get to 5. So here's how we're going to look at it, even if it's not necessarily the right kind of perspective. 5-stars in Way the Hunter are kind of cyclical. You manage your herds, eventually a 5-star shows up, you shoot that 5-star, it lowers the average genetic potential, and you go back to managing your herds. Maybe our Melanistic moose is actually in as good a shape as I'm hoping, because nothing else, moose-wise or really for anything, appears to be, you know, in that 5-star area right now. So we'll see where that goes. I'm so excited for that thing, and I'm definitely going to try to put in as much kind of, call it off-camera time as I can to age him. And we'll see where we are for the next video. But little bonus red fox that just ran right in front of us there. Another thing I'd love to get a 5-star of, I mentioned some of the multi-mounts. I am guessing there's one for red fox and surf scotter as well, so maybe we can get to that too. Ended up with some cavity damage on the lung. 59%, actually good to take that out. And, you know, the main point of the video was to look at the roadmap. And again, the tripods are by far the thing I'm most excited for, but just to see there are plans for way down the road for this game, super exciting stuff, and all the more reason to come back and try to age these rares, get our trophy lodges filled, and eventually move the new trophy lodges on the 2 new maps coming next year. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video. Once again, be sure to let me know in the comments below what you think of the roadmap, what you think the new maps are going to be next year. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.